Based on previously successful executed CRM projects, we developed an action flow diagram. Basically, regardless of technology, of modern technology, let's assume, what you need to do step by step to implement a CRM successfully. If you have already a CRM, then this may give you some pointers of what to improve. Okay, so let me do a quick walkthrough. I'm not going to mention everything, but just want to give you an overview. All right, cool. So we start with the business objectives. Okay, ideal customer profile. Now you might say, well, what does that have to do with CRM? Well, it has to do a lot with CRM because we need to know who are you targeting. And many companies maybe know their ICP, like location, industry, all these sorts of things. Even though they haven't maybe documented that properly, but most companies know that. What they not know so much is the desires and emotions of their target group. And this has nothing to do with your products or services. It has everything to do with your customer or the decision maker. Where are they now? Where do they want to be? What kind of previous problems did they encounter? All these sorts of things are very important to understand where they are, where they want to be, and how you might be able to help. The bigger the delta from where they are and where they want to be, and the more credible you can communicate and prove that you can help them achieve that transformation, the larger the revenue potential. Okay, so that's very important, and almost none of the customers we work with do this. Okay, the ICP desires and emotions. Okay, so then based on that, you identify your business requirements. Also, you say, okay, what are overall goals for the next 12 months? And then you say, okay, where are the gaps? Based on the gaps, you identify the key performance indicators. Okay, so what metrics do we need to measure in order to see if we are on track or not? Then this is not mandatory, the MBA essentials, but we found that a lot of companies never reevaluate their positioning and their pricing. Okay, positioning meaning where are you in the market? Are you the cost leader? Are you the premium leader? Are you whatever you are? And there's nothing good and nothing bad, but you just need to be clear about this. And your product, your service needs to reflect that, and your sales process needs to communicate that. And pricing, again, I'm not saying you should raise prices every year, but what I'm saying is that we found a few customers who have never raised prices in 15 years, not even to account for inflation. And maybe it's just a new packaging up a product or existing product or service in a new way with more service also. Okay. Then you pick a subject matter expert, your CRM administrator. If it's not directly done by the managing director or the sales leader, and there are some aspects that we need to have a business-minded person, not a technical person here, because we are not building features for the sake of building features. Very stereotypical here. I know that there are great technical people who have also the business mindset, but I'm just speaking from experience. So activity 2, then you go into the actual implementation, okay? And there are some fundamentals you need to learn, because modern CRMs comes with certain out-of-the-box functionality, meaning there's no point in letting every CRM customer create name fields for contacts. Everyone needs that. So they give you this out of the box, like first name of the contact, last name of the contact, address, email, and then corresponding with accounts. Everyone needs to, regardless of industry, regardless of size, they need to capture the account name. They need to capture maybe the website, the billing address, all these sorts of things. But then you also can have custom fields that are specific or that you need to for your particular business needs, for your industry, for your products, for your services, for whatever data you want to capture. Okay, so these are the customization fundamentals. Then you customize the master data, accounts, and contacts. Contacts work in an account. That's the next step. And then you build a sales process foundation. Okay. Before we go into modeling the sales process, we need to make sure that we have a good understanding of what we are trying to achieve here. Okay. And then we go straight into you go straight into it with managing leads. Again, you have some standard out of the box fields and functionalities, and you see, okay, well, we keep this and the other things now we don't need, so we get rid of it, and we clean it up because a bit because less is more. What you don't need, you get rid of. Okay, also not to confuse the user. Then you do the same with opportunities. Leads convert to opportunities in the sales process. Then you do the same with support cases. CRM doesn't stop when a sale is made. It also is the post-sales process. And then you ensure process consistency. Okay. To again make sure that not only one person is doing that, but your whole team is doing that, and they are non-value adding tasks are also minimized, which was also in the process automation section here. You want to get email alerts, for instance, just as one example. If certain things of criteria are fulfilled, are given, then you want to be notified. If an opportunity has a value of 30,000 and is in stage negotiation, then you want to get notified about this. You don't want to get notified about every deal, but the big ones maybe yes. Then you migrate your data, and here 90% of it is data preparation, because you have maybe data in your various spreadsheets and various tools, and you need to consolidate that. So data preparation is the biggest piece of the pie here of the work. And that's all fine. Then we had the technical implementation based on the activity one, which was the business objectives. So we have those aligned. And now we need to manage the change, meaning we need to push that into the organization. And we need to develop user adoption. The most expensive tool is the one that is not used. Quite obvious. So we need to maximize user adoption, that they see a benefit of working with that. Okay, and not just, oh yeah, the boss wants to monitor everything that I'm doing. You foster team collaboration. That's a big one in CRM. Just fostering team collaboration, increasing transparency into activities, into accounts, what has been done when. Make sure if someone leaves the company or is sick, that other people can take over. You set up the KPIs based again on the ones that we defined in step one, and there are some out-of-the-box reports, but you can also customize them with modern CRMs. And reports are not for only done by technical people. This is intended for the business users. So for the executive team to know, let's say, what's going on at the bird's eye level. But also from a salesperson, that they know, okay, where are my opportunities, at what stage, what accounts do I have, when was the last time I had an activity with them, all these sorts of things. So reports are not only for the executive team, it's also for the end user. Then you create guides to make sure, okay, well, why am I doing this again? And also to make this, or what's the benefit for the end user, and you create scalable guides, meaning when a new person joins, you don't have to explain the same things over and over again. So you just assign them to a group, there's all information in there, they know how to set up the email, they get a sample workthrough, all these sorts of things, how to create reports, and then you go live. You do feedback gathering, you do guide improvement based on that, and then you track performance continuously. The sales leader needs to be enabled how to use the reports and the data gathered from the CRM to make better decisions based on data, and to recognize trends before it's too late and act accordingly. And also to use that data to coach the sales team. Okay, well, here you've seen, based on data, we see what you did this, but experience has shown, or data has shown, that this other action is much more probable. The outcome is much better if you do X, Y, Z. And then you do continuous improvement. And if you have new business requirements, you start the process from scratch. Okay. All right. Hope that makes sense, and I'll see you in the next one.